6, primary 1, at the age of 6. At the age of 12, he will be out of primary school. At the age of 13, he will be in class 1. So by the time you calculate that age, you will discover when he's going to leave secondary school, get into the university, and leave the university. If we have curtailed, whether Boko Haram or Boko Haram, all is known as terrorists. If we have curtailed it from that very year he started, there could have been no room for what we are seeing today.
But we need to move away from where it started and handle what's on the ground.
The approach, the side he's coming from, is what you call the gradualist approach. Are you getting me? Okay, or what you call the managerial approach. But to me, is all boils down to one fact. Those that are benefiting from the insecurity situation in the country are the ones that do not want to see to the end of it.
You are right now. That is true.
If they and those people are in government, categorical, they are in government, they are in high places, they are the mercenaries of the insecurity. I have a work. Kidnapping has turned to become an enmeshed industry. The lower class have catched in on that. Of course, you have joblessness, you have poverty, you have a lot of things, neglect of the human security, in society. So those people that are, are in that bracket have taken to these, vices to make a living. Are you getting me? And to some extent, those are the upper class that are fueling the states, using those people at the lower level, to continue to be fed. You understand me? Call it the Boko Haram. Of course, you have the upper class there, using the people at the lower end to continue to ferment, to fan the ember of, the activities, so that money will continue to be, pumped in from the side of government,
Prof,
or from international,
donor agencies or whatever. Now,
Yes.
Prof, when we talk about your words, when you talk about neglect of human security, and then you begin to look at those that are benefiting,
of course.
they are in government.
They are in government.
It's like saying former President Goodluck Jonathan's statement, Boko Haram has taken over my government. It's like saying right from Aso Rock during this administration, we have heard over and over again,
Yes.
Kaba, Kaba, Kaba.
Of course.
Faceless Kaba.
Yes.
Yet we have monies being pumped in there.
Yes.
And you say this cannot end because they do not want it to end. Now before late Abakari, we had a kind of tussle between the Chief of Staff,
Yes.
Chief of Defense Staff,
Yes.
and the NS National Security Advisor as to who to report to who.
Yes.
Now when you look at all of this, the common man is at the receiving end.
Of course.
If we have people like you who and the lawmakers who are in the know of this as a fact,
Yes.
that look, this is what is happening. I mean, to the extent that when you talk about respect for the command or last command or obedience,
Yes.
it's the military we usually make reference to. But today we see them coming up to say, my men no longer take directive from me.
Yes.
And so it seems we know what the problem is.
Yes.
Why is the problem not being solved, since we already have this knowledge?
Of course.
Because when we talk about in preferring solution, health security now, let's look at the think tank of this administration.
Yes.
Health-wise, security-wise, people have called even up to the National Assembly, they've been summons, they've been called, clamor for, let's rejig the security apparatus across board. But that has not happened. By way of moving forward, are we looking at ineptitude to some extent? Because if we know that these persons are making profits. There is profiteering, and then the people are still being left there. It means we are conniving.
Of course.
What would you say?
Of course, that is the truth. You see, that is why the main problem of this nation is partisan politics. You know someone is bad. You know someone is doing something that does not go well with the generality of the people. But because of the affiliation, call it ethnic, call it religious, call it whatsoever sentiment, you will not be able to tell the person the truth. Or ask the person out or bring. Are you getting me? So there are a lot of issues relating to, of course, security is my area. Are you getting me? I teach that. I even have some of the people I'm teaching in the war front. When they come, they would say, Oga, the simple thing we do now, pray for us. The reason why, when we are people fighting around, we hear a different command. Withdraw. Are you getting me? And in military, if you disregard order, you are a goner.
Which I'm sure is not, you're not only privy to. I mean,
Yes.
we're talking about His Excellency,
Yes.
the Commander-in-Chief,
Yes.
the Chief Security Officer
Yes.
of this nation,
Yes.
not taking the bull by the hand,
That is
because
the
he already
problem.
knows that this is the challenge. Why are we being...
We have written books. We have written books. We prefer solution. But the thing is, the putting this. Why? Because of some factors
but we want
which boiled down on one point: partisan
Politics.
This is becoming the top chatter, the song for the year. Comrade Ogbonna, when we say partisan politics, I thought that as a Chief Security Officer of your state, you know, there are analysts who have come to say, look, all over social media, subject to confirmation, there are allegations that this nation is toiling with this issue of terrorism, that there are people that are unsafe elements all around us. They seem to be led, they are being positioned here and there and stuff like that. When we take it back to the military and we take it back to terrorism, kidnapping, whatever the name goes by, as we speak here in Delta, there are buying some potatoes a couple of days back, and I mean it's the season, and I saw the difference in price, that before now this ought not to be, and she said, look, those people no longer farm. And so things are, so the bag they used to buy for say 2,000, 3,000 is going for 8,000, 10,000 because they cannot get into their farms, because there are unsafe elements, criminal elements that are depriving them of freedom of movement and of trade in their own state. With this knowledge, and as a Chief Security Officer of your state, of your nation, what is the partisan politics factor that is stopping you from protecting your people?
Well, let me just ask this simple question. We have Uwe local government. The neighboring local government Uwe also do. The other neighboring local government is Okpe. Another neighboring local government,
Really south?
Ugele South. No, Ugele South does
Warri
not have boundary. But let the Uwe man encroach to Adagbasa junction.
There will be communal conflict.
Let the Uwe man encroach to Adagbasa junction on the Warri Supply Road. The Okpe people will tell you that this is Okpe local government. You cannot enter here. You don't have right to be here. This is the Okpe local government. This is our local government. Go to Uwe local government where you come from.
They wouldn't fight with arms, right?
And they can lead to fight. They can fight over it. Let me ask you this question now. Those people in the forest depriving them from not going to their farm, where are they coming from?
They ought to know where they are coming from.
Why are you telling me they don't know? In my community, you are asking me not to go to my farm in my community. How many are they? But if it's your own brother who is not from your local government and goes into your place, you mobilize to come and chase him out from your place. You mobilize. You will shout to government. Who are they encroaching to Okpe local government? Who are they encroaching to do local government? Now somebody's in your local government, is in your farm. Go and pull him out. Don't charge to government. Because if it is we, they will fight us. How did those guys got there? They will tell you, if you meet any of them, they will tell you that we rented it from them. And we are paying. They issued us receipt. You understand? Receipt was issued to us. So the government of each
by
of
the
these
landowners.
by the landowner, the issue here now is this. It's very clear. Get a security man from the north in your compound. One. In 3 days' time, you see 10 of them. Where are they coming from? If the northerners can chase the Alamanjeris out, who are the Alamanjeris? I said it once. Let the Delta State government organize an open security meeting, not partisan state security meeting. An open security meeting. Let us tell ourselves the truth.
Do you think that the Amateco approach and what the South-South is doing, Prof? The Amateco approach and the South-South, even in Delta now, we're coming up with one security outfit after the other. They've been right from the Constitutional Conference way back and all of that. They've always advocated community policing. We seem to be at the verge of that now. Everyone taking their role into their own hands, you know. Would this then, because what you have identified is community failure, the failure of the community heads, the local governments, even the local vigilantes, up to, but to what extent are they really empowered when you see a man in your farm or two and your women are raped and all sorts with people that are AK-47 welding people.
When Bangala was fighting with the other Ejok community, were they not using AK-47?
So at this failure you have identified at community level, Prof, let me come to you by way of furthering this discussion. We have just about 2 minutes or so.
Okay.
You know, what can you do as the landowner who has, quote unquote, taken responsibility from this person who has given you money and the person is here now? Was there a contractual agreement to say you're staying for 100 of years, it's on lease, it's on rent, with what we're seeing right now, and probably you rented a piece of land, new, singularly, but here you are, you have now multiplied, put into bed.
You see, first and foremost, there must be genuine interest or to liquidate insecurity. Right from the landlords, like you stated, the landowners, down to the government, down to the communities, the government at all levels. There must be the genuine commitment and interest to liquidate, to end, you understand me, the problems that are plaguing society. When lands are given out, purpose must be well stated, and if contrary to the purpose, you know, that tenants are doing contrary, you know, to, they should be able to quit them. Are you getting it? Community should be able to checkmate all those that are coming in. Community in line with the kings or kingdoms, they should be able to checkmate all those that are, you know, living in their localities. Are you getting it? They should be able to check their activities. If they are not doing accordingly, they should be able to tell them the truth. You better leave. They do that in the north.
What happens to freedom of movement, constitution? Because that has come up. Now and again, we have been told that, look, you have rights to reside anywhere in Nigeria, and people have hidden under that to do what they do. If we take the case of the Amajiri, for instance, what business have the lorries coming down south originally from?
Yeah, see, that problem was, we encourage it.
How?
I will cite an example. Go on this road. Go on this road. How many markets do we have in your local government? Mami market is meant for barrack. Here you have barrack, and the Mami market is inside the barrack. Today, let me use my local government as a test case. We have more than 7 illegal markets
operating.
Unfiltered under this bridge, we have a market there. I think they've dismantled it now. Demolished now. On that same road, go to Refinery Road, go to the Express Road, you have so many markets. Who established the markets? Can soldier establish markets in a local government? The answer is no. So if the local government chairman is seated, watching illegal markets springing up in his locality, he is to be held responsible. He is to be held responsible.
Because it's benefiting from
it.
All right, we have to hold it. There are people who would have reacted to that question immediately, saying that, okay, demolish the market. You have the hawkers. You have those speaking different stuff, things, just being on the road, actually contesting for space with vehicles, with their cats and stuff like that. They're all over the place, whether it is in Sultana or Northern or you name it. So hawking is another challenge. And indeed, what you have both agree on is there seems to be a systemic failure where the institutions are concerned. The institutions are not strong enough, and then those who are at the helms of affair, like you have said, from the local government level, they clearly lack purpose when it comes to managing all of this. But we must thank you at this point. We don't have much time. We've been speaking on President Muhammadu Buhari 5 years administration on appraisal sector. Resource persons have told us that as far as health is concerned, there seems to be a failure. Because the health, which is as essential as it is to human life, has not been given to the generality of Nigerians. And Prof here said that partisan politics accounts for virtually all the knocks we have in the sectors. The fact that things are operated along the sidelines of what party affiliation you are, and so that has to be done away with. For equitable distribution of resources and for a better managerial, purposeful government. It is not about the head all the time, even as we reappraise President Muhammad Buhari. They are of the opinion that it's a collective effort, that right from the local government, from the ward, where you have the primary health care centers, onto the local government and then the states. If we are not responsible, we cannot have responsive governance as well as the people. There is manipulation, exploitation on the part of states as far as tax and revenue collection is concerned. Hence, the local governments have not been able to do much. It's one point they have brought up. By way of moving forward, however, they have said that on security angle, joblessness has led to kidnapping, and so it's now a free-for-all trade. We have to check what exactly we're doing in that regard. And those that are benefiting from this insurgency and terrorism are the ones that are ensuring, fanning the embers to ensure it does not end. These are some of the positions they held this morning. We must say thank you to Delta Civil Society Coalition and Professor Patrick Oromaregake. I must take his broadcaster. Oromaregake, lecturer, Department of Political Science and International Relations.